Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
So let's keep our back and our neck straight and relaxed. So making sure your spine and your neck is relaxed and yet straight, not stiff or tight. Gently closing your eyes. Making sure your feet is on the floor, touching the floor if you're sitting on a chair, or not leaving your legs hanging in the air. And keeping your hands on the sides of your body or as you wish, as is comfortable rather. And maybe taking 2 or 3 deep breaths, slow, deep, gentle breaths. Let the breaths begin from the stomach, up your chest, through the nostrils, and breathing out gently. And letting go of or giving permission for any stress or strain or questions or doubts, giving it permission to just simply leave your body or let it be. And for some time, just sitting in this silence for a bit, doing nothing but just resting in silence. Let the mind go or attention go wherever it wants to. No controlling, no fighting with the thoughts. You simply rest. letting everything inside of you, whatever is happening outside of you, letting it be what it is, what it is. Not really getting disturbed with the outside noises. Let them come and go on their own. Being present, being in this moment of silence. You're taking your time, gently relaxing the body and mind. When you feel ready, you can gently open your eyes. I hope you found that helpful. It's become a ritual for my talks, sessions, practices that we all come from different environments, different maybe office space, workspace, or just arrived from traffic. So it's nice to center and become calm before you actually start the session. Kind of sets the tone for the session. So welcome once again to this session on uh, really a self journey, a self discovery rather. Today's session is going to be, or today's workshop is going to be purely an experiential workshop. You're going to experience what mindfulness is, what compassion is, because no matter how much I'm going to speak about it, nothing is more powerful than the experience itself. And that's what I have realized in these many, many years of practice and healing myself. So I want to really start off with a story which I often love and is by one of the greatest teachers of mindfulness, Thich Nhat Hanh, the Vietnamese monk. He said once there was a monk who went off to the mountains, right? And he decided there was a lake at a distance, and he decided to take a boat, go in the boat and meditate, right? He wanted to experience some silence. So he decided, he went and he took a boat, and the boat sailed a little bit, and he was just spending time alone with his eyes closed. And after some time, his boat shook a little. And there was this immediate irritation, anger in him, and thoughts like, how dare somebody disturbs me? I am a monk, I'm meditating. Don't people know that they shouldn't disturb me? And you know what happens when the monk turns to see who it was who disturbed him? Guess what? He finds an empty boat. So there was nobody in there. It was just a boat, which, because of the water, had sailed near his boat and just touched his boat. And that's why his boat shook. Look at how simple and beautiful the story is, but yet how powerful the story is. So, where was that anger? Was it in the invisible person or in the boat which touched his boat? Or the anger was inside the monk himself? Right? So the anger arose, and when he realized this, he felt awakened and enlightened and realized that until I make peace with my own anger, my own feelings, extreme feelings of anger, disappointment, hate, or even extreme craving, like addictions we have, until we make peace with that, there is no way I can move forward, no way I can evolve, right? Because this temple, this body, which is my temple, is the true body, is the way to reach any joy or happiness. As one of my teachers said, there is no bypassing your body. You're born a human, your enlightenment has to happen through this physical body, right? And what is really enlightenment? Enlightenment is not for some guru or for some reserved for some people. It's the right and of every person. And like the great master Buddha said, all of us in this life can achieve well-being. It is each one of our rights, right? So that is what mindfulness teaches us, and that's what I've realized. So what I want to do is today to give you a slight peek into what mindfulness is and what compassion is. We'll be touching the very, very, very tip of the iceberg. But the practices are the same. But the journey it's going to set you off is, I can't even begin to tell you. That it's going to be a warrior, but a blessed journey, right? So a little bit about mindfulness. Let me see if I can share my hold on, whiteboard. No. So let me just use a PPT. I'm not really a great fan of PPT, but I feel it's important for us to stress on few things which are very important, right? So what we'll do is actually we will begin with the practice. I want you to experience what we're going to talk later. So the experience first, and then I'm going to share with you a lot more. So just like before, you have to follow my instructions for the next few minutes. All right. And that's it. Isn't it simple? So blindly follow my instructions for the next few minutes, right? So let's get into a comfortable posture with our backs and neck straight and still relaxed. Making sure your feet is on the floor, your hands on the sides of your body. Gently closing your eyes. And just resting in this quiet space. So letting everything be as it is. You may find that your mind, there are some thoughts, feelings, or some physical sensations coming into your awareness. That's okay. Let them come and go on their own. You don't have to do anything, just rest. Nothing to do, just resting in this moment as it is. Now, patiently bring your attention to any sounds that you can hear around you and just listen to them as passing sounds. Sounds can be people talking outside, television, or the washing machine, traffic, anything. You're not going in search of any sounds. You're sitting quietly, patiently, and you'll hear some sounds easily. You just listen to that just as a sound. Sometimes we may like what we hear, we may not like. That's okay. Just listen to it as a sound. The mind may wander a million times, perfectly fine. Then you notice the mind has wandered. Patiently bring it back to the sounds. That's it. Not reacting to sounds with like or dislike, but just hearing to them just as a sound. How is it to look at it or listen to it just as a sound? Remaining patient and calm. When you find your mind wandering, smile and bring it back to the sounds. That's it. Sometimes you may be unable to hear anything. That's fine too. Continue to wait. Sooner or later, you will be able to hear some sound or the other. Now gently move this attention to your own breathing. Breathing through your stomach or the chest. If it helps, you can place your hand either on the stomach or the chest, just to feel the natural movement of the breathing. Your only job in the entire world right now is to be with your natural breath, either the stomach going in and out or the chest going up and down. That is it. That is it. The mind may wander or will wander. It's a habit. It's become a habit. So be kind towards this distraction and simply return quietly to your breathing. That's it. Sometimes you may feel sleepy or drowsy or go off into a peaceful state. It can happen. That's okay. When you realize that the attention has gone away from the breath, you calmly return to the breath again and again, again and again. Not really forcing the mind to be with the breathing, but just settling the mind. Let it settle on its own on the breath. You just feel the breath, that's all. The mind will settle sooner or later. being with your own breathing as it happens, as it happens. And now from this space of quietness and calm, letting go of the attention on the breath, continue to sit in this quiet space for a few more seconds. And from this space of quiet, let your heart open out and quietly send these wishes to the most important person in the whole world, that is you. Quietly in your mind, send yourself these wishes. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be safe from all kinds of harm. May I be happy. May I be truly peaceful. May I be safe from all kinds of harm. Now open your heart out and send these same wishes to all beings in all directions, because everything wants to be happy and peaceful. May all be happy. May all be peaceful. May all be safe from harm. May all be happy. May all be peaceful. May all be safe from harm. Now taking your time, when you feel ready, you can gently open your eyes. And when you open your eyes, just look at things around you, taking in colors, shades of light, shapes of objects. Just getting back into the outside world. So I hope you found that little practice of mindfulness helpful. So what we practiced was really this. So what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is simply paying attention to whatever arises in this moment, paying attention to it as it is. Whether it's a sound you don't like, a thought you don't like, let it be. Let that be. Simply watch it for what it is, a thought, a sound. Instead of reacting, we observe, right? And when we observe, we can't judge. We can't judge and observe, right? Observation happens only when you're not judging. So this kind of mental health tool, this is really a mental health tool, was discovered by the great master, the Buddha. I don't call him a guru, he's not associated with religion. He was simply a super scientist, a super physician who wanted to bring down the suffering of the world because he realized he could bring down his own suffering with this practice of mindfulness. And when I say suffering, I don't mean just only when a huge tsunami hits or floods happen or COVID happens. We suffer with our own everyday habit patterns of reacting like this. We call it autopilot mode, right? So that's real suffering, right? So how can I reduce this kind of suffering and take care of my mental health? And mind you, your mental health has a great effect on your physical health. Well, that's what science, latest research on cancer says. It has nothing to do with genes. Cancer happens because of unhealthy habitual reactions over years and years. Right? Eureka. So mindfulness has been helping cancer patients and it's been helping the medicine field in a great way, right? So this kind of tool was rediscovered by the Buddha 2,500 plus years ago. His real name was Gautam Siddhartha, who rediscovered this path. They say that mindfulness existed even before the Buddha, but had lost the practice. And the Buddha brought it back to the world in a big way. And since then, it's been practiced in the most pristine and beautiful way. Right? So it is actually a part of the Buddhist psychology, nothing to do with the Buddhism, religion, right? The Buddha didn't want to start any religion. He really wanted to just bring down the suffering. We already have enough religions and gods, right? So the mind training part of Buddhism involves mindfulness, right? So this is what we really practice today, mindfulness. And we practiced a very basic practice, and there are deeper practices in mindfulness. So it's time to end. this session. I hope I could give you something to take away, right? And I'm going to end with this beautiful few lines which the Buddha said: make an island of yourself, make yourself the refuge, right? Make truth your island. There is no other refuge than your own truth. So discover your own truth, right? Through the practice of mindfulness. Thank you so much for your time, and may you be blessed and loved for eternity. Thank you so much.
Yeah, yeah, Jyoti ji, thank you very much for such a engaging and interesting workshop which we have had. I think that was the most engaging and interesting one. You took us through, rather you calmed us down at the beginning to to engage better in this workshop as well. Just as a quick question, which I would just like to add up on behalf of we all here. Uh, See, once we start this activity, there are two things rather which I would like to ask you. One is that we once we try to monitor the breath and all, we unconsciously also try to manipulate the natural breath. See, because once we observe it, we observe also that it is not regular, it is not to the mark, not perfect rather. So unconsciously we try and also to manipulate it to be better, when or to try to work it to be perfect. So that is one part which how should we address that? And
Good question, Anandji. Simple. In mindfulness, you don't try to manipulate the breath. However, the breath is, whether it's short, you observe it as short. Whether it's long, you observe it as long. Right? Whether it's slow, you observe it as slow. That is it.
be patient with whatever it is and keep observing. That's it.
Exactly. That is it.
This also brings to my second question actually. See, what happens is after a while, it becomes a restless state for everybody. Your body is restless, your mind is restless. It for all of us. It right now also it happened that we were brought back by only your voice ringing again. So the thoughts keep wandering off here and there. So after a while, then when we observe this kind of restless body and mind state, we often feel that it's not happening for us, or yeah. So that particular thing, again, is it only a matter of patience, or is it only only a matter of uh, what you can say? See, we cannot even label it as effort, lack of effort, because there is no effort in this. So
Yes.
so what would that be rather? What would you advise when we reach that particular point, when we start thinking that it's not happening for us?
I think you answered your own question, Anandji. You said patience, right? This is very being a part of human. We will become restless because for so many years we are habituated to get distracted. So my teacher used to say many years ago, in the first sitting you want to listen, you want it to listen to you. It'll laugh at you and it'll go more here and there, right? That's okay. So what I
Right.
advise is don't start off with I'll do for 30 minutes, 1 hour. No, do for 10 minutes. And every week try to extend it by 5 minutes. That's all. The moment you feel restless, tell yourself, can I bring my attention back? Right? It's really being patient and slowly developing your capacity. The moment you are going to tell yourself, I'm going to do 30 minutes, 40 minutes, you can't do, you're disappointed. That's not mindfulness. Whatever little time you can sit, then slowly increase and have patience. patience with yourself.
Yeah, I think you have rightly answered the queries as well. That was a great session, ma'am. I would really want to thank everybody on behalf of everybody else. That was a very wonderful session which we have started with.